Hello and welcome back to Nobody Wake the Bugbear. We are playing CLOUD EMPRESS in the land of 10,000 cicadas, being developed by Worlds by What. CLOUD EMPRESS is an ecological science fantasy setting for the Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG. CLOUD EMPRESS in the land of 10,000 cicadas will be produced as a full-colour, perfect-bound book and PDF. It is currently in development and will be crowd-funded in January 2023. I am Andrew, the warden for this evening, and with me is John. John, who are you playing in this little adventure?
I am Boon of Tektite, and the last warrior from a vain empire that was destroyed by the Imago.
And an Imago has appeared on your Bean Barge that you are travelling to a little town in the breadbasket called Tack Town.
Yes, I'm not too happy about it. I'm kind of scared to shoot the thing.
And next we have Doug. Doug, your character, Lord Lupus Clay.
What?
Yeah, we've done that bit.
Who?
Who are you? Who is this person?
Me? Oh, I'm Lupus Clay.
Anything else? What do you look like? What are you? What class are you?
I'm an old lord, man. I'm old and scruffy.
The old lordling, Lupus Clay. Thank you very much. And lastly, we have Josh. Josh, you are playing Little Lonely Cloud and his doll.
I'm playing Cloud, also known as the Lonely Cloud. And with me is a haunted doll called Nimby. My name is Nimby.
Yes, the talking doll, Nimby, who creeps out.
Yeah, it's an eyeless doll. The
Yeah,
eyes
Boone-
have been worn out over time.
Oh,
Boone
God.
doesn't like
It's haunted. It's made of porcelain. It's very friendly. Yeah,
The iconic.
Nice.
It
Name
sounds
him-
friendly.
Can you name a more iconic duo than Lonely Cloud and Nimby?
They're great.
Try. You can't.
Good.
Oh yeah, you like duos. Name
every duo.
Yeah.
What has happened on your journey? You started in Sparrow's Nest, the city in the clouds, and you have booked passage upon the Bean Barge. Would anyone like to tell me the recap of their experience in part 1?
When first the 3 passengers arrived on the Bean Barge, introductions were awkward. Captain Stillo, a strange old soul who seemed to be piloting the ship by manner of several cords attached to him. Onion, the enthusiastic youth. They were sort of running up and down the deck, greeting everyone. And the players explored the vessel, which was seemingly at peace as it drifted through the sky. First of all, Boone, the sellsword, wanted to get his weapons back because they had been locked away, so he went downstairs, not before meeting 2 strangers. Menfa, a brood nun, one of the momentous worshippers and servants of the Imago to keep them calm, and her accompanying sort of muscle, who was called
Genmo.
Genmo.
who wasn't much for talking. Boone tried to talk to them, but soon found the conversation dull, especially because he hates Imagos, so he went down. Meanwhile,
What did you find in the mechanics bay? And we'll pass to the others. Sorry. I'm just trying to remember what happened first. I think you looked at the Thopter first in the south of the ship, correct?
He went in, saw a locked door, went down to the Thopter, didn't die by falling to
No, very good.
plummeting to the ground. Great. While in the Thopter, saw Genmo walking over, wasn't noticed. And then when he went up to inspect, when Genmo was gone again, found that the locked door had its lock bashed in and open. Free for the taking were the weapons of Boone. And then Boone went and looked at the other door because, heck, why not? While I'm here, I'm going to have a look. Realized it was piping hot and saw that there was a lump of chalk that was spinning furiously and was glowing red hot. And then went upstairs, told Onion, and Onion said, no, it's cool. This rickety old chalk bucket is doing just fine. It's been like that for years on
Meant
the
to
old.
be that way.
It's like those movies with the tugboat. It's like, the old Mississippi. This boat's been going for a good 3 decades now on a single gasser tank. Gasser tank? Yeah.
And heading in to the first-class quarters during that time was Lord Lupus Clay. Doug, what did he find?
He found a young lady bleeding out everywhere. He decided to give her a hand.
Yeah.
and
An extra hand.
and fixed her injuries up.
For the audience's benefit, it's because she had an arm cut off. Nothing creepy.
Yeah.
He stopped the bleeding.
Why was that arm gone, Lupus?
I'm getting there. Don't rush an old man, damn you. I forgot where I was. What are we talking about?
It was the summer of 73, or was it 74?
Peak listening, audience. Yes,
She got her arm chopped off in a duel and asked me to help her sneak off a ship.
And you did. You stopped her bleeding and she did not die. But then later asked you to escape the ship before reaching tack down below.
Yeah.
And then we pass up to the upper deck. At that time, Lonely Cloud, you were eavesdropping with your creepy little doll.
Oh, the doll was listening to the conversation of the arm being cut off and all of that. And then Cloud went up to investigate those pesky curiosities about the captain, because the captain walking around has these tubes coming off of their body.
Yeah.
And he's trying to be like, is it to keep him alive? Is it for navigation? Is it like some sort of mechanical aid for captaining a ship? I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
And so on the way up had unwittingly interrupted a conversation between Boone and Gemmo. And as the Immagos started attacking the ship, starts to realize his mortality and the mortality of those around him, being that he doesn't have a very long life to begin with. He doesn't want it to get any shorter than it has to. And so he's trying to find a way to yeet away.
Yeet away.
But people are struggling with the Immagos, and the nice onion person that was helping out and that Nimby, the doll, really took a liking to because they were very friendly and knew a lot about Onion.
Even though Onion had nothing to do, wanted nothing to do with his doll and passed it to Lord Lupus, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, you know, it's the mind of a doll. And so now we find ourselves wondering why the Imago are there in the first place when all of a sudden Sipper reveals
the cliffhanger of part 1, which was?
Andrew, I was throwing it back to you, which was, it's my sister. My sister is downstairs in an escape pod for no absolute reason that I haven't clarified before whatsoever. She may have been the one to cut her arm off.
No one bothered to look at the escape pods or check their condition. Also,
Even though I was down there, I just didn't look properly.
yeah, you said, well, time to go upstairs. And then Lord Lupus Clay, you didn't say, yeah, where's your sister?
I didn't know she had a sister.
No, I don't think it wasn't.
No, it was emphasized that there was two lords, myself and her.
Yeah, true.
Nimbus, or Nimby rather, did ask Lupus in an attempt to steer conversation, hey, I wonder who cut that arm off.
Yeah.
I wonder, they might still be around. That's a curious thing.
It was never asked, Sipper, but now you know that the Imago have latched onto your ship and are attempting to burrow its way into the hull to try to get at something, which is her sister downstairs in an escape pod, I believe. No, I didn't mention that. Anyway, we'll find out.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
It did?
Yeah, you said skateboard.
Yeah. Okay, now you know the stakes. Are we all ready to start the final chapter in the Bean Barge's journey? Yes?
Yes.
If you're not excited, the audience aren't excited.
I'm very excited to feed this body to the cicada and have no further trouble.
That's one way of
And then
getting rid of it.
and then kick the upset noble off the side of the boat.
I gotta highlight for the audience. One thing that I find, and I don't know if John and Doug agree, but Andrew, I find that you've got a talent. You're really good at this particular talent.
I don't know where this is going.
Andrew, I find you are spectacular at genuinely asking a question, but in a way that makes my brain think it's a rhetorical one. And so often you'll like ask a question and no one will say anything.
Yes.
And we'll be like, oh, you actually want us to, oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
We are so keen to get into
And I've told you multiple times. Let us begin Cloud Empress, The Last Voyage of the Bean Barge, Part 2.
You ready, Andrew?
More like last voyage of the boned barge, because we are boned.
Well, that's what chalk's made of.
We return back to the upper deck of the Bean Barge. It is floating through the clouds. It is entered. You see down below signs of smoke. You see another sky barge being attacked by flying imago, and one such adult flying imago has perched itself in the middle of the ship and is trying to burrow its way through. What do you do?
I grab the rifle. I don't shoot at it, I just shoot near the front of it where its legs are.
Yeah, go for it. Let's roll some speed checks, everyone, for the first combat in the game.
Fast.
Oh, good.
27 under 48.
You pass.
I rolled a 3.
You pass. Everyone passed. You all may act now. What do you do?
Let's start with the flare rifle, considering that's what we were led to believe was the appropriate solution.
Sure, Onion is looking at they're looking at the bridge, wondering why the captain has not addressed or opened the door.
All right, I'm going to use one of my few shots. I think it's like 3 shots that you get, and then fire it over the head of the imago.
You fire over the head of the imago. You're not hitting it at all.
I will do that. I don't know what the common knowledge is about flare rifles in imago.
What have you heard? Onion seems to think just get the flare gun and...
Do you shoot it at the imago, or do you shoot it around or over?
Onion
or
says that
near.
You need to shoot its eyes. Shoot at the eyes.
All right, I'll shoot at the eyes.
You fire and hit this imago. Please roll a d5 in damage.
7 divided by 2.
Yes. 3 points of damage. It seems to not even damage it at all, but it flashes in front of its eyes as this flare just goes, and the imago sort of whips around and seems dazed for a second.
Cool.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
What do you do, Mr. Boone?
So it's actually been damaged by the flare, but just barely.
It doesn't look like to be... Its carapace looks way too strong to be damaged by a flare, but
I
it's
hit it in the eye, and the flare rifles are meant to be bright enough to see day or night.
Yeah, so it's probably blinded.
You all put up your hands as this flare goes...
How big is it?
The imago,
Yeah.
it's pretty huge. It's taking up... It's almost the size of the whole deck as it's perched on the deck. It's about 3 or 4 meters wide with giant wings on the back. It looks like a full-size adult imago. And you know that you've already rolled all your fear saves from seeing it.
Yeah. I would shoot it.
You shoot. So you lower the rifle and you fire a flare into it, or your bow.
No, it's a rifle.
I have a rifle, apparently.
You have the ancient relic of a rifle that Sipper was carrying in her toilet.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
was chucked to me.
You look at this wooden, golden, immaculate, ancient weapon with the word Hound Catcher written on the side.
Hound catcher.
Oh, I like it.
Now, I should tell the audience, I eventually decided that I would take firearms instead of blades because my empire was meant to be industrialized and they were in the rust bucket, so they would have gunpowder and stuff.
And I'll let you use that skill for a bow, as I mentioned.
Yeah, so I'll use firearms.
So roll 3d10 as damage on this creature.
First I have to see if I hit it, because it's an advantage, right? Let's just have to see if I hit it with my combat.
As you're loading the weapon and going up to it, Menfa says, "No, child, no!" You continue? Obviously continue, rolling dice. You heard what I said?
Yeah.
You're too scarred.
I'm too scarred.
Okay.
I hate them. I hate these things.
Do you know what the brood mothers are like? What they do?
Well, they try and stop them from being angry by feeding
So, like
them crap.
because when I read through the lore, it kind of mentions it. So, their job is basically they came out of a necessity because imago are horrifying.
Yeah.
And so what they would do is they would gather dead bodies of people who are already dead, dry them out and leave them in piles so that they would eat them and then piss off.
To not rampage across the land.
So that they wouldn't rampage. So them
They're
learning
already
how to,
rampaging.
So them learning how to sing is them learning how different ways to calm them down and keep them, soothed and all of that stuff. So I'm just like making sure like that's the.
I would shoot it.
Oh yeah, you shoot it anyway.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Menfa's trying to hum, but it's
What's
just the chaos at the moment.
What's my stat for this?
You just hit.
Oh, I just hit.
In this game, if you've got a ranged weapon, it's not a difficult shot.
Oh,
it's on the
okay.
deck right in front of you. You
3d10
hit. Roll
you
the
said?
damage. Oh boy.
I can't help it. I decided my character was traumatized, so he's going to shoot it.
Go for it.
I'm rolling the D100, so it's not what you're supposed to be doing.
No, 3d10, John. He's nervous. Now, a little rule in Cloud Empress. If you roll a 0, you miss.
I didn't.
If you roll a 9, you get exploding dice and you roll again.
I didn't get a 9. I rolled 19. A 6, an 8, and a 5.
19 total.
Yeah.
Wow. You blow a big chunk of its carapace off with this giant weapon, and it looks like you've taken a wound off this creature.
Leave us be!
Its eyes are glowing through the flare, and it just looks like it's just enraged.
Leave us be!
Lastly is Lord Lupus Clay. What do you do?
I'm going to look around. Obviously, I can't see Genmo or the
You
captain.
cannot see the captain or Genmo. You see Onion up against the door of the bridge, holding their flare rifle, looking worried that the door isn't opening. And Menfa is just hands out, trying to approach the Imago, and she's humming.
I'm just going to calmly walk over to the door
So calmly.
of the
Yes?
captain's locker
Yeah.
and just sort of try and open it.
It seems like it's locked from the inside.
Onion, be a sport. Where's the key?
It's around the captain's neck.
Is there no other way into the captain's quarter?
No, he doesn't usually lock it from the inside.
So, that seems like a major design flaw.
Help me bash it. Help me bash it.
Oh, God. These old bones aren't...
Yeah, you're not the best person to do this, but you can ask someone else.
Where's Genmo?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Well, go find him.
Okay.
Genmo is going to betray us.
Uh,
Genmo brought this down on us.
Really? Okay, we'll deal with that.
maybe don't find him.
I'm confused.
What kind of lock is it? Is it like an...
It's like a sealed door and a little key, like an old lock and key sort of thing, metal key. But it might be a latch on the other side blocking it from being opened. Like it's locked from the inside. You could try to pick the lock or you could try to bash it open. Anything like that?
I want to try and pick the lock.
Sure. Have you got medical? You've got medical tools, obviously. You might have a bit of a dart. You can use a dart.
Dart was what I was
All right,
thinking.
here we go.
But I was just like, is a dart big enough?
So what skill are you going to use for this?
Oh, gosh.
Medical? Your surgeon's hands.
Yeah.
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 So what stat would you like to roll?
I'll take that. Mind.
Roll mind with advantage.
40, so I pass.
You pass and the door clicks open. Or unlocks. And that is your turn. Oh no, you can move in now if you like.
Yeah.
You move in and you see a sight.
Now, here we go.
You see Genmo standing over the captain, who is prone, laying on the ground with his arm up, and a big bruise on his face, and Genmo has these brass knuckles.
Genmo!
What are you doing here?
There's a Margo attacking the ship. Get your ass out there and defend it.
Oh, I need to take the ship.
It's not going anywhere while we're under attack.
Ah. It is now the creature's turn. So this adult Imago, Mr. John, will search out through blind eyes to try to thrash at someone. And I'm going to roll a d10 because there is 5 people on deck. Onion, Sipper, Lonely Cloud, Lord Lupus, Boone, and Menfa. 5 people on deck. It's going to blindly lash out at one of you. 1 is Onion, 2 is Sipper, 3 is Lonely Cloud, 4 is Boone, and 5 is Menfa. Repeating, here we go. It is a 10. It is Menfa, who is walking up to this creature with her hands out, humming. Unfortunately,
Easy, girl.
Easy. Sun's getting real low. Big Imago. Horn attack. Success with a 34.
Now, this feels more like a horror flick.
Menfa, the old woman, gets just smashed with this horn on top of its head and takes 5 points of damage. I don't think she's wearing armor. No, there's no armor. Of course, she's an old woman. She hits the ground and goes, "Ah, no, calm yourself." But she is not dead. And now the NPCs will act. She, stubborn as anything, just tries to hum to it and rolls a mind check. She fails with a 98. Really fails. This thing is raging. Onion, now the door is open, runs in. Is that what you said to do?
No.
You pick the lock and open the door. Onion's going to run in.
Yeah.
Captain, you alright? And They see Genmo standing there looking menacingly. They see Captain Stello. Onion's going to rush over to Captain Stello and see if he's okay. Genmo will run out on deck
Attaboy.
and just see all this situation. And he goes, what am I going to do, punch it?
Take care of the woman! Get Menfa!
Oh yeah.
Out of there!
And he runs over to the old lady, picks her up and drags her back and gets to the lip of the first class quarters, and we enter round 2. What do you do? Everyone.
Speed again, or I'll shoot it again.
Can I step out and just tell Genmo to just punch it?
Can I try rolling my bonds with animal skill?
Anyone can go.
I want to use my knowledge of the ship machines that make my chalk.
Sure. You would have picked up in your time that flare rifles, giving them a short burst of light, can stun them, make them pacified for a brief moment, which you have tried, but obviously the shot enraged it further. The songs of the old brood nuns can calm them, you've known that. And you also know that splashing water on them, they don't like it, and they'll try to flee.
Okay.
And there's, just in front of you is this giant bean tank full of water with a little circular port on it.
So, what is it? Circular port?
Like a
window?
hose and a little pump.
Is that attached and ready to go?
It could be, if you jump up to it, sure.
I will use it.
Sure. You run up to this thing and begin twisting the handle. It feels really stuck. Give us a strength as you're trying to just pump this water out.
I need help with this.
Magician, what are you doing?
I need the water to scare it away.
Boone, you cannot give him advantage.
I will.
Oh, no. Scare him away or help turn the handle.
Help turn the handle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming you're stronger.
Yeah, I
but-
run up and help you with my strong arms.
All right, let's do it. Who's rolling with advantage?
I think you should, because my strength's only 34.
Mine's 41.
Yeah.
22.
22.
Emerald.
Wow, Menfa's stronger than you.
Well, you're a magician, so it doesn't matter. That's a fail. Let's try again. That's the first roll.
Oh, good. Got me worried.
That's also a fail.
Oh, no.
No.
So he tries and it just snaps the handle off. No, it wasn't a critical fail. The worst thing's not going to happen. You fail to do it this round. You can
Okay.
try again as long as you like. And I think Lord Lupus, you're the last to go here.
I'll sort of poke my head out, see what these two are trying to do, turn to the big giant brute
Yeah.
and say, Genmo.
What?
And I'll just point at the water tank. Turn it! Turn it!
Turn it.
Turn it!
God, turn it.
Oh,
Genmo, turn it!
smash.
All right. I'll do it. And he goes to give it a shot. He's going to roll his big ass instinct roll. Critical failure.
Oh, for
I
fuck's
kid
sake.
you
Genmo.
not. 88 with a target of
Doesn't
a
he
lot.
get advantage because we're all trying?
No, because you were helping Boone.
Yeah.
And then
It's like
Lord Loop, yeah.
he just runs and trips and thumps his head into the tank.
No, I'm going
Bleeds
to
out.
say there's 2 tanks, right? And this one breaks.
Breaks
And,
how?
like he breaks the turning the handle
handle's
off
broken.
What's it made of? Bean?
No, it's made of plasticine, but he's a strong dude, but 88 failure,
Yeah,
critical
yeah.
failure.
Okay.
Is it a tank like as in a standing up tank?
It's
or is
huge.
this a under the ship tank?
It's like a bean rising
It's
up
rising
above
up out of
ship.
the...
Yeah. I was asking because I was like, what if I shot a flare rifle into the side? Would it melt it enough to spray onto the...
I was thinking
machine?
just shoot it with the rifle, yeah. And
It's
just
pretty solid.
Shoot a hole through it with
Yeah.
the gun.
We will find out, but now this one is broken. And he goes, oh, I don't know my own strength. I did it too hard.
And then can I sort of help drag the other lord?
You can
into
do
the-
one thing similar to Mothership, and your one thing was to do talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can help drag Mempha downstairs.
Not in, downstairs, just into the captain's area.
Oh, back into the captain's area. You see Captain Stello now standing up with a big bruise on his face and goes, we must steady the ship. And he goes to the wheel and begins turning it, and the ship shudders a bit and descends a bit quicker as he tries to desperately outrun this creature. And I believe it's its turn. Correct?
Yeah.
It is once again going to roll. Actually, he's no longer stunned because it's been around. Who just shot it? Boone.
I shot it.
Oh, I moved the lordling, not the old lady, into the captain's quarter.
Oh, the lordling, Sipper, is now in the captain's quarters. The old lady is left just laying next to the first-class quarters. The Imago looks at you, Boone, and unleashes a blast of psychic telekinesis at you.
Okay. What is that, a reality save?
I will roll an attack against you, which I have succeeded on with a 37, and you take 6 points of damage
Okay.
as you're just pushed back and slam into the deck. That is its turn. It sort of moves around the deck closer towards you. And that is the round, I do believe.
I shoot it.
You go to shoot your weapon. You hold up this hound catcher, this rifle,
Yep.
and we suddenly cut back to Sipper. Sipper's on the ground, looks up at Lord Lupus and says, "The rifle only fires once every month." And we cut back to Boone, and this rifle just goes and does not fire.
Once a month?
Yeah,
Such a weird thing.
I know.
I throw it to the ground in disgust.
And that you can now move. That's it. That's all you can do. You can run from this creature.
Yeah, I run. I kick the rifle in frustration. I almost consider throwing it overboard.
Oh my god!
It's worth too much money to
It's worth a fortune.
It fires once a month. Who the designs a gun like that?
No, it's just very old.
It's very old. It's like it fires, then it needs to be cleaned and replaced. Maybe the barrel's falling apart.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna run back. If that's my action, I'll just run back to the rest of the group. Actually, no, wait. Can I get to the other water tank?
Sure, but it'll be right next to the Imago that's right there. If you want to move closer to this thing, what would Boone do?
I'm terrified of these things. I hate them.
Yeah.
But I'm also a brave warrior. So I'm gonna try and face my fear.
Cool. Take a stress automatically
I'll take a stress automatically, and I'll run to the other tank.
and run to the other tank. Shouldn't let you roll a panic, but we won't get to that point yet. Maybe if you're cornered by this thing.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. Who's
Okay.
going next?
So where is everyone? Everyone's out in the deck.
So we've got Lonely Cloud just near the water tank that is now broken. We've got Genmo next to him. We've got Menfa laying on the floor near the stairs. You're in the bridge with Sipper, and Onion and Stella were there as well.
just mid. What kind of rifle fires once a month? And then I'll walk over to Onion and just say, "Fire over that damn thing's head."
I need to look after the captain.
Then I'll
Take my rifle.
fire over its head.
And they pass you the flare rifle.
I'll walk out and I'll just shoot over its head.
Yeah, go for it. You shoot over its head, and the flare just goes, and the Imago is just stunned once more as its eyes glaze over. And that is your turn. Lastly, we have Lonely Cloud.
Come and help me with the other tank. To
Who-
Genmo.
Oh,
Who's
to
standing
Genmo.
next to me, remember?
Yeah. I just didn't know who you're talking to. Lonely Cloud, you go to the other tank.
Are you going to help him or is he going to help you?
I'm going to help the brute.
And let me just check something.
Please don't crit fail again and break the
I
other
hope
tank.
not. I hope not. All right. Luckily, it is filled with water. I was just checking. Because it's like Onion's like, by the way, the rear tank is not filled with water.
It's a septic tank.
It's a septic tank. It's a septic tank.
Still
That's still
scared the shit
water.
out of the Imago.
It will.
Reality save.
Genmo rolls with advantage. Success. Let's see if there's a crit success. Failure. So we'll go with that first success. And manages to turn the water and begin spraying the stunned Imago with this water. And it just begins to flutter its wings, disorientated. And we go to the Imago's turn. The Imago steps back, crawls off the deck of the ship, and begins falling. Then catching itself, its wings flutter, and it veers off into the distance. And it's gone. And cut, because we can only play a few seconds.
No longer will the insects have domain over surface world.
I, for one, welcome our insect overlords.
And now you take stock of the situation. And in the distance,
I might
Sorry, yes?
Oh, I was going to say, can I cast a spell?
Sure.
Can I cast it underneath Gemmo?
I ruled before that you can open the door for one person, either you or another person. So yes, if you want to open the door,
I have to roll to see if I succeed.
Brutus Yeetus.
just explain to the audience what you're about to do or try.
So, good old trusted Boone had said that Gemmo was trying to take over the ship.
He did.
He kind of yelled it out, and he came out with his bloodied fists from the captain's room.
True.
And I don't want any other reason to die.
True.
So I'm going to try and just cast the spell so that underneath his feet the floor turns into a door and falls open. And I've been 100 meters behind us, behind the ship.
Sure.
So I'd like to drop him into the sky through the magic door, please.
You're going to take a stress for killing something you don't eat, by the way.
You're really stretching the wording here. Like just a point in space, any location previously visited within 1 day's travel for the floor door spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been 100 meters behind us.
So you open a portal for...
Yeah, so the floor turns into like a Navy door
Yeah.
on a ship, on like a submarine.
Oh, I need more stress because I started violence by shooting at it.
And
does everyone need a stress?
No, because I'm the one that started
Oh,
the
of
violence.
course.
Oh, I don't need a stress because I shot a gun.
violence. What violence
on.
did you start?
When I shot it. It wasn't attacking anyone till I shot it.
Oh, I thought it was.
System check. Let's look on the Cloud Empress how to gain stress. You gain 1 stress when you fail a check, start violence, inflict a wound, you also inflicted a wound.
Oh, so I'm at 5.
You're at 5.
Wait, you didn't start though. You shot second.
Yeah, I shot the thing with a flare gun to like scare it away.
Yep, so
you
we'll
need one.
start...
I'm at 4.
Take
You
a
get the stress.
Yeah.
Is that starting violence or is that self-defense? Because I thought it was attacking us.
No, it wasn't attacking anyone. It was digging into the floor, trying
Yeah.
to
Oh.
get the body.
Yeah, it was trying to dig through the ship.
Threat to my life is destroying the ship.
So please, Josh, take a stress when you're attempting to cast this spell. And I believe you need to make a heart check.
Yeah, I do.
I'll take a stress for shooting a gun.
Okay, so I take a stress for firing the flare gun. And then I need to roll to see what happens when I try and cast this spell just now, while everyone's still dazed from the encounter. The spell's effect doubles? What is it? How does that even work in this case?
Hang on, did you roll a stat check first? What is your heart check?
Oh, that's right. That's if it's a miscast.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
What did you get on your heart?
Where's a heart check? And if you fail, okay. So where's my heart?
Where's my heart?
It's in your chest.
55 over 31.
You fail.
So I
and that's
definitely
a
fail.
critical fail.
So panic check.
Which is you roll on the miscast table.
Holy crap. All right.
It doesn't say what happens if you critically fail.
So let's do a few things.
So it'll be fun.
First spell.
So do
of
I
the
go
day.
with the first miscast roll or do I roll again?
We'll go with 2 miscast roll.
So I'll roll one more.
Yes. What
So-
was the first one?
The spell's effect doubles, which doesn't really...
The time limit, the door remains open, I guess,
Sure.
this hole. Roll once more on the miscast table.
Cast a random spell from the table above instead of the intended spell on the same target.
Oh no!
So the spell doubles. So you just
Spell doubles
And cast
hits
another
Gemmo.
spell. Holy crap.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a d20. The only thing that I can't use is a 20.
Yes.
Just 1 to 19
This is on the spell table.
on the spell table. Because there's only 19 spells. 11. 7, 8, 9, 10,
Animate
11.
vegetable.
Target vegetable acts like a living doll. Guess you could call him a vegetable if you want to. So nothing happens. He doesn't even understand
God. He's
the
a big
process.
What just happened, yeah.
No.
You animated his foot
on.
fungus.
Animate his mask.
Huh?
Animate his mask. It's made of wood.
Is he wearing a mask?
Yeah, but it's
wearing
clay.
wood.
It's clay.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's
not
Animate his
vegetable.
foot fungus.
So
So
a little onion on deck that's rolling around in the thing suddenly goes,
all spells effect doubles. Just have it so all vegetables on the ship.
Just alive.
What
Onion,
is
you
it?
have a family.
1d5 hours. A couple of onions.
Target
just-
vegetables act like a living doll. So, the nearest 5 vegetables start talking for the next 1d5 hours, is it? Yeah, 1d5 hours, so 2 hours. And the way that the spell casting looks, this is a part that I find exciting because I get to reveal this.
The chalk.
So I take out Nimbus, or Nimby, and I take out a piece of chalk and I bend Nimby's head backwards.
Oh, gross.
I insert the chalk, put the head back on and twist it like a pepper grinder. And then the powder kind of glows as it dusts around the outside of the doll. Sort of like a centrifuge. It kind of, as you grind it, the chalk kind of spits out. So that's why I'm covered in chalk dust, because whenever I cast it, it flays the chalk dust everywhere.
Sends it everywhere.
And so he'll just see me like doing that. And then...
Your chalk bay.
Yeah. And then... Well, I don't do that. No. But and then the dust glows and then dissipates, and then nothing happens. I know what I'm expecting, which was for a magical door to open beneath his feet and send him 100 meters behind the ship into the sky. What actually happens is nothing, because we're still above deck. But down in the kitchen, the chef, the ship's cook, is just kind of going about his day, and then
there's no ship's cook. This is all the true.
Sure. If there was a cook, they would be, preparing meals, being like, oh shit, there's an imago. And then all of a sudden, some of the vegetables would be like,
don't eat me.
I love the image of like them just being really gruff, like just 5 walking in like a military formation.
Yeah.
Ong yon, ong yon.
No, I'm imagining
they're just
like a
walking.
And then like one of them's like, as it walks, it's a carrot. You know the deformed carrots with the extra
the two little
nubby?
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm picturing. Inching
Like
its way along.
yeah.
So does that mean Genmo has no idea the effect you just tried to pull?
No clue whatsoever. Do we double the time as well?
Yeah. So roll
1d4. And I'll
1d5.
So, sorry, 1d5. So, yeah, I rolled a 4 on the dice, which I halved to 2, but we'll just say 4. And then I have an effect that takes place, because all spells have consequence, which is why most wizards just die.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
Oh, did you roll a consequence for your door situation before?
What do you mean?
When you cast the floor door spell before the adventure, did you cast on the miscast? Did you cast the spell?
That's why I'm saying I had needed help to get through doors.
Yeah.
But the audience don't know
the
this.
drawback.
Yeah, the audience don't know this.
I won't.
That's why I need help to go through doors, Doug. Because it's the consequence of casting the floor door spell.
Okay, Douglas is now wheezing.
I need help to go through doors for 1d5 days. For 3 days.
Whoever plays a magician in this game, I mean, for God's sake.
I so want to.
So the consequence, for those who are wondering, for the spell Animate Vegetable, you will not willingly eat a vegetable for 1d5 weeks.
And how many weeks is this?
Are we doubling that, or are we just keeping it 1d5?
Let's say we'll double it.
Oh, thanks, Andrew.
20 weeks.
20
I rolled a 10.
And now, enough of this. You need to make...
Oh, no, sorry, 10 weeks. 10 weeks, because I rolled a 10 and
That's
then got 10.
almost
Yeah, so 10
half a
weeks.
year.
10 weeks,
And
not 20
now-
weeks.
No, okay.
I did the wrong.
Are you ready for that panic check?
Oh, yeah.
The audience are waiting.
Okay, so where's...
Just layers and layers of consequence.
Oh, yeah. I fail. 71.
Panic is stress.
Panic is a D10.
It's
Yeah,
just,
no,
it's just
try that
stress.
again.
Oh, panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
panic.
sorry.
Remember, you critically failed.
Panic.
5.
What is your stress?
2.
So you're okay.
So you're okay. How is your stress only 2?
Because I passed all of my other
Oh,
checks.
you did.
Yeah, mine's a 2 as well.
I got 1 for the flare rifle and 1 for a failed save
Yeah.
before. No, not for a failed save, for seeing the arm that was chopped off.
Yes, you did.
So I'm pretty chill. Give me a good meal and I'm right.
But this is like a eco fantasy world. There's not going to be any meat to eat, like anywhere.
Well, there might be some fried Marco lying around. Who knows?
You might lose a bit of weight.
Oh, yeah. that's-
Can't afford to lose any. He's already a wraith.
Yeah.
It's chalk.
Anyway, now that the situation has settled down a little bit, Menfa is injured, Captain Stello is nursing a wound on the head, and Genmo is looking gruff, just standing there on deck.
Oh.
Wow,
That sucked.
that was exciting.
Are there more Imago just flying around in the air?
You look over the side and you see Imago swarming everywhere.
What the?
The ship that was being attacked is now nowhere in sight, and just the smoke is rising up through the clouds as you descend further down.
Okay, the ship they were attacking has gone below the cloud line. Now,
Menfer pipes up, "You said there was a body here. The Lordling's sister. I can prepare it, and we can offer it to the Imago if they return. Maybe they will spare us."
I mutter to myself, I would rather die than kneel to the bugs. But I clench my teeth, and I say, all right, is the ship stable? Is the captain piloting it?
And Onion walks out, "Yes, he's stable. I've helped him up. We're okay. I need to assess the damage."
All right. I'm going to go down and look for the body.
I'm gonna stand watch and look at the big, giant, hulking man that tried to take over the ship.
Yeah, he's
Not 2
standing
minutes
there with
ago.
his knuckles up and knuckle dusters up.
As I walk down,
try to take me.
as I walk down, I'm going to glance at Genmo, and I'm going to just shake my head and say, not now.
Can I roll mysticism to see what happened with the spell?
Sure. You know automatically that it's failed.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened, so I'm trained in mysticism.
Emphasis on the miss.
Over the score? Under the score?
Under the score.
Yeah, no, I fail.
Take a stress. What did you get?
48 and a 43, like both pretty similar.
So yeah, you know you failed, but you might have got more information, like precise information.
Yeah, I was like trying to figure out exactly what spell it was that went off.
Yeah, we won't find out unless a vegetable comes up and talks.
Well,
to
if
you.
Onion makes friends with an onion, that'd be great.
It would.
You just hear them squealing in delight downstairs.
Yeah.
Or screaming in horror.
That's very Ghibli, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talking onions, just dancing like little soot balls.
Pretty sure there is like a short animation of vegetables getting chopped up and put into soup.
Yeah,
very happily.
It's terrifying.
And then I think, yeah, there's another version of that same kind of sequence, but it's like they peel the tomato and he's like screaming, and then they put him in the water and like, oh God, the horror, the pain.
So as you're passing through these clouds, the spread it's called, you're getting to the middle of it. It's all mayonnaise coloured smoke mixed clouds, and fizzling over the comms from the bridge, you hear just
abandoned ship.
and you see this sort of, now that ship that was downed is part of a flotilla of 5 other ships, 2 of which you just see plummeting out of the sky, and you see Imago just swarming around.
I'll make my way back into the cabin's quarter, the captain's deck,
Sure.
and then I'll shut the door behind me. Captain?
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry, our voices are the same. Rather unfortunate.
I know. Oh, what is that, flotilla?
It is an Entmoot.
Yeah. We don't say anything unless it takes a long time to say.
And we have only just finished saying good morning. But it's nighttime already. Don't be hasty. You haven't seen Lord of the Rings, have you?
No.
That's a bit from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I gathered that one.
Yeah, we won't get into that. Captain Stello tells you, yes, it's a flotilla of one of the Sky City's defenses. They are being swarmed. The Imago are looking for the chalk. They're going after the engines.
Right. What do we do about that?
We just have to get to Tacktown as fast as possible. Perhaps we can try speeding up the engines.
Does that put out more chalk?
It burns more of the engines and strains them, but the ship can take it.
Perhaps. Maybe not.
Is there a chance that the Imago shit itself when we fired a flare gun in its face?
Not quite.
Yeah. Lady Sipper.
But you do have a bit of the carapace that got blown off by that wound, and a bit of the shell is just rocking on the deck.
Well, there you
But
go.
that's not made of chalk, is it?
You would have to grind it down. It's a longer process, but you've definitely got a prize of chalk.
I am skilled in chalk collecting.
Mm-hmm. You may
So
collect
I'll
that piece of
collect
chalk.
that piece of, yeah.
Well, multiple chalks.
Well,
once
we're
you-
not making out my armor into it.
Lady
No.
Sipper.
Oh, who got hit? No, I think only Menfa got hit by
Just
the bug.
Menfa.
You got
I got
telekinetic blast.
telekinetically blasted.
So what armor did you have, John?
What, telekinetic counts against armor?
Yeah, it just forcefully blasts you back.
I had 5.
And how many did you take, damage-wise?
6.
So you take 1 point of damage,
And you're now naked.
and your armor is cracked. But you know, armor battle casing can be repaired
With probably more chalk.
with more shell, yeah.
Yeah.
Not ground down shell.
Oh. But we're going to use that in the ship, aren't we?
Lady Sipper.
Sipper looks to be drifting in and out of consciousness. Dizzy. I can't focus.
Captain, have you got a first aid kit on board or something?
Yes, in the kitchen there should be one. Onion will get it for you.
All right, can you get young Onion to get that for me, please?
Of course. Onion! Onion! Oh, yes, sir.
The onions are alive down here, sir.
The onions are coming alive down there, sir. That's horrible. The onions are alive, sir. There's no time for that now, Onion. I don't care. This Lord needs our help. And yeah, you can get first aid.
I need first aid kits, bedding, and linen.
This, Josh, let me just thank you formally because this adventure just got about 10 times as good now that I know that there's little onions squeaking in
This
there.
is just like a really dark chibi film.
Well, it was mistakes. But you're welcome.
Mistakes were made.
My favorite is just picturing them being so slow the way they walk.
Yeah.
Like just...
Little plup.
Onion's amazed. They come out just saying, "Look what I found." And these little talking onions going, beep, bop, beep, beep, beep,
Cloud's
bop, beep.
eyes will like widen, and like a small bead of sweat, if anyone's paying
Yeah.
attention, will like roll down the side of his cheek.
Now you know for sure what your spell did. And when you look at these onions, you just feel sick to your stomach.
How you like
No,
that
I don't
onion?
feel sick. It's so what happens is you don't willingly eat a vegetable because you're so endeared to vegetables
Okay.
now that eating them would make you feel sick. I would make friends with them because I just brought them to life. It's like, why
Yeah.
create life and then eat it?
You've been talking to the onions. And
Yeah.
Boone, where are you going? To the...
I'm going down to find the
Escape
body.
pod?
Do I encounter any onions on the way?
Not quite, no.
Okay, good.
Onion took them. The onion took the onions and
God's
showed them
sake.
to Lonely Cloud.
What, are you happy this is what's happening in your adventure?
I am so sorry.
And you're in the maintenance deck, Boone.
I'm going to inspect the escape pods more thoroughly.
Not more thoroughly. You didn't inspect them at all last time.
Okay, I looked at them. Actually, first I'm going to check the status of the glider. Down the hole.
The glider is still there.
I briefly consider just
Ditching everyone.
ditching everyone and getting in the glider. But I have a last memory of being a loyal soldier, so I search the pods.
Escape pod number 1. You see the digital terminal on the side has been smashed and wires are hanging off it of a broken keypad. And next to it there's a large piece of metal wedged into the door's locking mechanism. Through the window, the little glass window, is the shape of a body wrapped in bloody sheets.
I try and open it.
It takes a bit of force, but you're strong. You manage to
Yep.
wrench it open. And flopping out of the escape pod onto the deck, the sheet unravels, and you see a perfect copy of Sipper, her face, staring lifelessly back at you. Roll
Sort of
a
fear.
reality.
A reality, yeah, I thought so. 38 under 65.
You pass. This body has a saber wound to the chest.
Well, that's more than peculiar. I pick up the body and sling it over my shoulder.
Okay? There's still 3 more escape pods if you want to investigate first.
What, you think there's more stuff hiding in them?
More
I don't
dead
know.
bodies.
More clones.
Sure.
Loot the room.
No, yeah, I'll look at the other pods. I just finished picking the body up,
Yeah.
slung over my shoulder. I turn and look at the other pods, sigh, put the body back down.
Okay.
Go over to the other pods and try and open them.
Achievement unlocked. Check every pod. So escape pod 2 is the mechanism's been launched.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. The pod is there, but the capsule,
Yeah.
like the receptacle is there, but the pod itself is missing.
So someone did leave.
It's got the little terminal on it, and going by the dates, it was launched 50 years ago.
Oh, never mind then.
If you press a button, it says,
No life signs detected. No life signs detected.
So it's kaput.
yeah. Finally, escape pods 3 and 4 are intact, and the machine readouts are operable, but very old, as most of the ship is, hundreds of years old.
Anyone inside?
They are empty.
Okay. I look at the terminal of the third one. See if there's anything strange going on.
You can try activating it.
Yeah.
Warning, stabilizer malfunction. Warning, stabilizer malfunction.
I wish I had a big marker to write X on the pod. Don't use this one.
There's plenty of blood from the body you're carrying.
I'll mark a big X on the window of the pod just so no one uses it by mistake.
Excellent. And we pass back up to the cargo level. Is anyone on the cargo level? I believe Menfa and Genmo are there. Menfa is talking to Genmo. Genmo, what have you been doing? I am sorry, Broodnun. I have ulterior motives for following you. And we cross back up to the main deck. What are you doing after that harrowing experience that is still going? Mind you, Lonely Cloud and Onion are going over their animated onions.
Miss Lady Sippy?
Sippa,
Zipper?
can you take me back to my quarters?
I will. The Broodnun said that, she would prepare the corpse of your sister. Is that something you're comfortable with?
I prefer to talk about it in private. And she
Well-
looks at Captain Stello.
Onion? Is Onion there?
Onion's examining the two animated onions with Lonely Cloud.
Onion, stop playing with your little onions and help me with this lady.
Onion walks over. What was that?
Can you help me carry her down back to her room, please?
Oh, of course, yes, sir.
As Onion leaves the vegetables in Cloud's hands, he's kind of just holding them, staring down with a mortified look. I'm sorry I gave you life that will not last very long. You'll only be around for a few hours, maybe. And they're just like looking up at him and like smiling.
They scream internally for they understand what you're saying.
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You go well with butter. So you pass for more agonizing minutes through the skies of...
Wait, we moved the lady down to her room.
Yeah, and 15 minutes has passed.
Okay.
And some imago are flying, swarming in the air, and two of them begin flying in your direction, and they will be here in minutes. You can see a similar sized imago flying directly towards you, and another smaller juvenile one. They will be roughly 2 minutes before they arrive and attach themselves onto the ship.
Well, I can't see them because I'm below decks.
Yes, you are.
But I'm carrying the body up.
I'm also below deck now.
You are all below deck.
Except for...
Lonely Cloud. Lonely Cloud is on the upper deck as normal. Boone, you climb awkwardly up these steps, this ladder, into the cargo deck, carrying the body of Sippa. Genmo says, "Now there's two of them."
Yes, I have several questions.
Let me see, Menfo walks up. You know lordlings have clones. Sometimes the powerful ones are able to afford clones such as these.
I heard whispers, but it was never the case in Tektite. Our lords had too much honor to do such a thing.
They fight their own duels, yes. This one we do not know is the clone. Which is the clone and which is the lord?
Does it matter now? One is alive and one is not.
Lupus, you know all about this. What do you think? of cloning.
Have I seen the clone yet? I'm in the room with the lady.
Oh, I thought you went down below deck to the first class deck.
Yeah, we went to the first class.
Good. So you don't see this.
No. Thank you, Onion.
Genmo says, "We throw it overboard. Let us be rid of it."
I thought we were trying to feed the Imago this corpse.
I don't want to do that.
Well, neither do I, but I don't want to die either.
Menfa says, "I will begin preparing the body here. Can you find me some sheets? Some clean ones? We need to show respect."
We have rooms in this place, or... No, it's just a day trip. Well, I guess the captain's quarters might have some sheets in it.
Yeah, or you can just wash... Well, actually, the blood may help attract them, but may enrage them too much. We must prepare it in the traditional way. You will wash these sheets and bring them back to me?
I think to myself, I would rather die than kneel to the insects. I want to get some... Onion!
By the way, as this is happening, you hear... Woo! 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 Onion runs up onto the top of the ship. The Imago are coming! The Imago are coming!
Is the only water up there?
There's barrels of water all around you.
Okay, well...
In the cargo deck.
Onion, would you wash this, please?
Onion's on the top deck.
I'm gonna go up.
You go up
And
and you
call
see
Onion.
2 Imago flying directly at the ship. They will be here in seconds, John.
I don't think we have time.
Onion is holding out the rifle. Lonely Cloud, do you have your rifle on deck?
I have it on my side.
You're not concerned about these approaching Imago?
I'm so sorry.
We don't have time. Okay, I'm gonna say we don't have time to do the washing. Give it to me. Give the body.
Onion fires a flare at the approaching Imago at disadvantage. No, they have to roll an attack roll for this if it's a difficult shot. Let me just check. Yes, it is with disadvantage. Success! They shoot a flare and it fizzles up and hits in the eyes of one of the Imago, and that Imago is the juvenile, and it stops in place, and you have bought yourselves a little time, but the adult one is almost approaching. It'll be here in one more round. Lonely Cloud?
I wait by the water station, ready to spray.
Yes, the other one?
The one that worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. The Imago reaches the barge and attaches onto one of the sails at the top, at the rear of the ship. It latches onto the sails and begins just chomping on it, wrecking it. Roll for speed.
I'm gonna bring the body up.
Everyone, roll for speed. Menfa says, "It's not ready!" And Genmo says, "We don't have time, woman." John's smiling.
I rolled 77.
Oh,
over
brilliant. We'll get to that.
48.
I got 16 on 36.
Lord Lupus Clay, very well done. You will go first in this round. Lonely Cloud.
68 over 60.
Ooh, you will go last. Boone.
I'm gonna roll a panic check.
You critically failed, and I believe everyone around you. What is your trauma response?
When I panic, everyone else has to make a fear save. But now I'm gonna roll to see if I panic.
Roll your D10.
Oh, it's a D10, is it?
It is.
Oh, good.
What is your stress right now?
5.
Holy crap.
That's a 3. I'm
Yeah.
panicking.
You are panicking. I will look up the result on the panic table.
I just want to point out, both myself and the other lordling aren't on the deck.
Yes, you're in the private quarters, right?
Yep.
First class, yes. So, well, this is in the cargo hold, so only Menfa and Genmo will see this happen. And you rolled a 3, you flee. Make a fear save to fight or else flee. So please make a fear save right now.
So wait, do I make a fear save?
No, you're on the top deck.
Oh.
This is only in the cargo hold with the body.
43 over 24.
You fail and you flee, obviously, south.
Yes, I'm making a
Are you going to the
beeline for the glider.
copter? Oh my god, you run down and Genmo goes, "Where are you going?" And he follows you. Well,
Okay.
he tries to follow you. Menfa's just preparing the body. It's not ready yet. And is that the... Where are we?
Now it's the start, so now it's my turn.
It's the start of combat and we are in turn 1. The Lonely Cloud and Lupus Clay will go. What do you do?
I'm still in the cabin, and my thought is, I'm old and she's crippled, so there's no need for us to go upstairs.
Yeah, you can hear the klaxon going, "Woo!"
So I'm just like, you wanted to talk?
Yes. You must take me to the Thopter. in the mechanics bay.
What?
We must leave.
We're on approach to land now. It's too dangerous
It
to
is
leave.
too long. It would take too much time. I cannot be
Why?
there when it lands.
Why? What has happened?
I will
Child.
tell you next turn because we are out of time.
Are you interested in picking up a new bridge partner, by the way?
And we are now all doing the same accent for 3 characters.
Try and beat me to the Thopter. I've got 48 speed, bitch.
And he's scared. Lonely Cloud, top of the round.
I mean, I failed and I have 60 speed. Top of the round.
You can fire the water, but it's too high to reach.
I'll fire on my flare gun.
But you can fire at the other Imago, the juvenile, but it is still stunned. It's not approaching yet.
So it's not close enough to spray.
Not close enough to spray. You would have to climb this thing holding the hose. It's not enough pressure to reach.
Do I know how to do the Brood Mother song?
No.
Can I just be like,
You can try to make an attempt, a mysticism attempt at disadvantage.
I'm trained in mysticism.
Yeah, but you'll get a normal roll then.
And also trained in bonding with animals.
So you're going to use the empathy? Is it heart?
Heart, yeah, sorry. I was like, empathy?
Do you want to use heart or mind at normal?
Probably mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Critical fail.
Critical? Oh no.
88.
What does it sound like, this dirge?
Yeah, like the death whistles.
Ow.
Sorry. It's and then like as he's trying to think about what to do next, he like looks down and sees the onions. And because he's got this whole thing about mortality, he's like
Oh,
so I'm going to take a point of stress.
Take a point of stress and then please roll a panic save.
Oh God, I've got 6 stress now.
Cloud is my
Oh,
favorite.
by the way, did you make a fear save when I panicked?
He was on board the top.
Okay.
He was on the top deck.
Hey! Oh no, I got to roll higher.
Oh,
No,
what did you get?
I got a 2.
This is now feeling like Mothership again.
Yep.
You freeze and take no action this round.
Well, that's fine because I'm just staring at these onions like depressed.
Yeah.
So to give the audience a bit of context about Cloud and some of his motivations, I'll read out one of the notes that I wrote for why I took animal bonding, right? Bonds with animals, trained. Relates to the shorter lifespan of animals.
And now animate vegetables.
Yeah, and now animate vegetables, which are going to live even shorter lifespans.
I'm not crying, guys. I'm just chopping onions.
Yeah,
So,
Oh, God.
so
a perfect layer to that. Yeah.
unfortunately, pardon the bad pun.
Oh, that's the best character.
Unfortunately, it is the Imago's turn,
Yeah.
and you just happen to be covered in chalk.
Yeah.
The Imago crawls down from the mast.
You put it in your flavor
but
text, you idiot.
Was the mast too far away to spray?
Yeah, it's right up there.
Okay.
Right up there in the skies. Anyway, it crawls down.
Yeah.
And it's going to horn you.
Yeah.
Here it is.
What a
Go
perfect
for it.
storm.
Horn me.
58.
Horn me, you hornbag.
That's a failure. You're fine. Although maybe a bit scared. Take a point of stress. Or roll a fear, as this thing has come to attack you and missed.
Oh, okay.
Give us a fear.
I'm totally distracted right now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a shit about some big beetle.
My onions are going to
I'm
save my
suffering
onions.
existential crisis here,
Not
guys.
my onions.
32 over 31.
Oh, no. You take another point of stress.
I'm playing a wizard next time.
Okay, we'll find out.
Well, prepare to be banished by
Can you
talking
imagine-
vegetables.
Cloud Empress Part 2.
Can you imagine if I get the Thopter and once again, I am the sole survivor?
Just lives.
Oh, no, it's a haunt all over again.
So on all over again.
So,
Or any of the motherships.
I do believe it's the NPC's turn.
I'm also carrying a carapace of another one of those.
Yes, it's going after the chalk. So, the flare rifle, Onion needs to reload, which they would have during that time. They've got one more shot. Here's another flare, trying to stun. They succeed with the 28, and the Imago in front of you is once again stunned or blinded slightly from this flare. But at least look at the bright side. It's
It
close
looks at
enough
the
to
bright
be
side.
wet to
Yep.
be watered.
This one's called as close to an imago as you can get without getting your eyes wet.
So Genmo goes down the ladder. And where would you be, Boone? Just in the middle, running towards...
Yeah, as far as I can get.
No, the ladder goes straight down. So you're...
Yeah.
He tries to...
It's just like
grab
GoldenEye.
you. He tries to grab you. So let's do a contested strength.
Strength?
Unless you can come up with any other... Or a body save.
I made my character have really high speed.
I'm going to say...
have quick reflexes.
I'm going to say roll a save.
Okay. Body save?
A body save. Because he's just trying to grab you. You're just bolting. So you're not... You're like... He's trying to grab you.
Okay.
So let's see if you can shrug it off.
I thought if you're contesting, then it's a
Yeah,
check.
shouldn't it be his speed?
It's more if they're fighting actively together, not like one trying to catch him running away.
I have wrestling.
Well, there you go.
Really?
Yeah.
You can add wrestling. Roll with advantage. Your body save.
I should also say my first roll already passed. It's
good.
It's a 31 under 37.
So you managed to slip away from Genmo's
it might be a
grasp.
critical success. We don't know.
Yeah,
One
Genmo might
second.
fall to his death.
Oh, God, yes.
That'd be epic.
Oh, he fell eventually.
With
No,
patient-
that's a fail. Okay, so
okay.
a normal success.
Boone, this is where the fun begins.
Mhm.
It's not your turn yet.
I have to make a body save to get into the damn thing, don't I?
Menfa is wrapping the body upstairs. I'll tell you now, she does not have enough time to actively do this. It's basically one of you is going to come down and like, we got to get the body up there now, you idiot. Pretty much. Because she's just going to slowly, sort of reverently wrap this body when it's no time for that.
Yes, wrap the body up, feed to the imagos.
Okay. This is why you failed your humming, your song. You won't make a good brood nun.
Oh, but she's so creepy. That's what I
It is.
appreciate.
What if Boone is just so enraged and insane that he just takes the glider and just smashes
Smashes
into the
into it.
Imago?
Yeah, can you imagine like giant cicada beetles also liking lullabies that humans like? Not me. I imagine screaming and wailing.
Yeah. Moving on from that, I believe we're into round 2. Who goes? I believe it's Cloud.
I go last.
Oh, you go last.
I
Lupus.
failed my
I go
speed
first.
check.
Boone and Lupus, is it not?
Boone and Lupus?
Boone
Is
and
it, is it not?
I'm pretty sure it's just lupus.
Hang on, should I have gone after the Imago anyway?
You lost the turn anyway.
Yeah, but if I was going after the Imago, it would have been point blank range and I would have sprayed it.
I was the only one to pass. He
I
failed
failed.
and he crit failed.
So I was supposed to go. You said I was supposed to go last, and I didn't because you said it was my turn, but I didn't click.
Oh, the Imago.
Would
What
have
did you-
landed.
What did you fail?
Speed.
You failed the initiative roll, so you lost the turn entirely. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because you froze.
No, I froze because I failed a something check.
The singing.
The singing. I critically failed the singing.
Oh, that was your turn. Gone. And then I did the NPCs just then.
Yeah, and then
Sorry,
you do the NPCs. Yeah.
And
So I
now-
should have gone after the Imago, and which would have tried to eat me, missed, and then I would have tried to spray it, and it's point blank range, so I would have succeeded. So there are 3 panic points that you owe me, sir. Stress points.
Anyway, it wasn't brought up at the time. We'll move on. Who's going?
Me. I'm
Okay.
still mid-conversation with Sibby.
Yes.
She was going to finally reveal the big secret.
I killed my sister. I cannot be returned. I will be hunted.
Oh,
Fratricide is not looked on strongly in you know better than any of this.
yeah.
Is it fratricide?
Oh.
John,
This is sororicide.
when you kill your
Sister.
sister?
There's fraternity and sorority.
Fratricide, yeah.
Fratricide is killing of brother, so sororicide would be killing of sister.
Wow, did not know that.
Like
thought there was
fraternity and
just
sorority.
There's one, like, overarching killing of
Well,
family.
that's because like male terms generally become universal terms in language, but I think killing sister would be sororicide.
Sororicide. Cool. I killed my sister. I cannot return. Will you help me get to the Thopter?
Why not?
Oh, God. You help Sipper up the stairs.
Yeah.
Onion's sitting there. Help! Get the flare gun! I'm doing lots of different accents.
Help me.
You have to get the flare gun.
Oh, God. Hey, I've got my hands full here.
Okay, get her below deck. Safety, safety.
This is boring. I want to fly away
We'll find out.
and then plummet through the air as I fail.
Yeah.
And you make your way past the Imago and take Sipper down to the lower deck. And now it is the Imago's turn. The Imago will attack once more the chalk-covered cloud.
I feel like I should get a turn this time because you screwed me over so badly.
No one mentioned it. If I was screwing you over in the moment, you didn't perceive the screwing at the
I
time.
didn't realize that the screwing
Was that taking place?
I thought they'd already had their turn, and then I realized after.
Okay. We've moved on, but you did something, and that thing that you were doing was a crit fail, and you couldn't do anything that round.
If it had gone in the correct order, because remember the first thing I asked was, is it too far away to spray? And you said yes.
Yes, it was.
But if it had its turn first, and your logic was, I'm covered in chalk, it's going to come after me. So it would have come down, missed the thing, and I would have been like, well, you're here, I'm going to spray you. And then I would have sprayed, which would have been an automatic success based on the range.
We'll go with my ruling, and then we can check the tape and see who's correct, and then I will profusely apologise to the imminent death of your character, which may be now.
Yeah, it's going to be now.
I'm gonna spoil the whole thing. It's Josh. He's correct. That's how it played out.
We will find out in the recording, Doug. With a success, you take 14 points of damage, and you are now on 1 hit point, correct?
What?
Why
would I
wound?
be?
No, your armor first.
Yeah, armor first. I haven't taken any hits all game.
Wow. So you take 7 points of damage, and your armor is broken.
Yeah.
Please mark it down. And now it is Lonely Cloud's turn and Boone. Who goes first?
I want to go first.
Okay.
He gets in the Thopter and flies away.
Okay, so I have to make a body save to get to the Thopter because it's jostling, right?
This ship is jostling. There's fire going off. You need to make a body save or plummet to the earth.
This is
To
good.
the breadbasket below.
I'm holding the ladder, looking down. My blue cloak is billowing. I clench my teeth, and I say a little prayer to myself. In the name of Astero the First, the Black Glass King, let me live, or let me fall into a world free of bugs.
You can even see the ground below you, the farmlands below. The clouds are beginning to part.
Either I shall live, or I shall become a crater.
Everyone's looking at the dice.
Body save?
Body save. Are you going to use anything? A skill?
Okay, I've got street smarts. No.
No.
I've got Thopter piloting. That wouldn't really do anything, would it?
Oh, that would
Oh,
help.
I would say yes, John, because you're climbing into a Thopter.
Sure.
I'll allow it, shall we?
All right.
Roll with advantage.
Do it. You're a professional.
This is taking a while, John.
Okay.
Is it good news or bad?
Give me a minute.
So I rolled a 93.
Okay.
Okay, scratch that one. Come on, John. Come on, Boone. Boone.
What, a 99?
And I rolled a 66 over 37.
Okay.
It's
Over
an
30.
advantage, so it's just a straight fail.
Critical fail.
That was a straight fail.
It was a
with
straight fail.
With
the,
a 90.
The 93 is better than the 66.
It doesn't matter, John.
Yeah.
Genmo is just looking at you going towards the Thopter, and Boone plummets to the breadbasket below and disappears into the cloud.
I shut my eyes as I fall, my cloak flapping in the breeze.
You once told us that the meaning of Tektite was the part around a crater.
Yeah,
And you will become
And now you will make your own.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Lonely Cloud. It is now your turn.
How does it feel to be the first one to die instead of the one that never dies?
I spray the imago.
We'll deal with it later, John. Do not rip up that sheet because I need it.
I'm not going to rip it up. I'm just going
Also-
to fold it.
We're going to see if you do survive this fall.
What do you mean?
Oh, God.
Secretly just like 10 feet off the ground the whole time.
If you would die, roll on the curse table, which we will find out
Oh, yeah.
soon. Lonely Cloud next to the Imago
I turn into a bug.
and the water. Oh, and the water tank. What do
You
you
get
do?
caught by a bug. Imago saves your life. What if an imago saves your life by chance? Not even on purpose, but just by chance, and now you have to owe it your life.
Honor dictates. you
sucked
owe it
in.
your life.
Yeah, I'm going to spray the imago that's next to me.
Okay, do it.
I did. You tell me what happens.
What are you going to roll to do this under pressure?
He's within range. It's an
I'm
automatic hit.
in range and it's been loosened up by
it's
Big
not
Boy.
it's not a weapon. It's a thing you're doing under pressure.
Okay.
This thing is adjacent to you, and you're trying to. What would you like to roll?
Is it an automatic hit?
No, that's a ranged weapon. This is a thing you're cranking to spray water on something.
He's saying, how do I crank it?
It's adjacent.
With your hands.
How would you
Andrew.
like to crank it?
With his hands, Andrew. With his hands.
Yeah, I know this, Doug. Shut up. Let him go. He's looking. He's studying.
Not really a lot of physical labor that I'm skilled in.
Then keeping
Just
cool,
bonds with animal.
keeping cool under pressure.
I just want to say bonds with animals. Just their understanding of animals.
Not your skill, your stat.
Ah,
You're
which stat?
adding it to
Speed.
your stat roll.
I want to go really fast.
Yeah, go for it. Remember, your rolls are under pressure. So even ranged attacks are at disadvantage under pressure.
40 under 60.
You got it. And you spray this imago full of water, and it goes... Yeah, it's not happy. It's its turn, and I will roll. Oh, by the way, the juvenile flies in and lands.
Oh, it already flew in?
The juvenile is round 2, is now reached, and it will go for the stairs. Because it's juvenile, it begins crawling.
Can I spray and pray?
No.
Oh.
It goes down. The adult imago flies up once again and is now hovering.
Can I put my thumb on the end so it spreads it out like you do in the garden?
It
hose?
arrived after. And
After? No, its turn was before. Its turn goes before mine. Remember, I have to say something.
Okay, but you couldn't spray both because it's like opposite ends of one's going for the stairs in the middle and the other's behind the water tank. I'm sorry, it has landed.
Damn it.
And it is trying to burrow its way into the ship. The adult imago flies up once more. It is now above you in the air. And it is Boone. We're back to Boone, or back to the...
Back to me, technically.
Genmo just looks at Boone, who just fell to his apparent death. And Genmo goes, "This wasn't a good idea."
He's going to try. He's going to try and jump for the...
Well, he's going to try. "It would not be you, Boone. It would be me." And he rolls a success on his body save.
God damn it!
And climbs down and begins activating the Thopter.
Come and save my life.
No time. You're
Save
falling.
me.
Menfa is wrapping the body and sees Sipper and Lupus Clay. Sipper looks at the body now of her sister and just goes, "Oh, get me out of here. Get me to the Thopter, please."
Just flies past the window.
We'll find out. Onion has out of flares now. What can they do with the juvenile imago sitting there?
I'm not.
Well, you're there.
I am there.
Onion's going to run to Captain Stello and grab the revolver on Captain Stello's. "Please, I need the revolver." "Yes, Onion, take it, please." And Onion walks out holding the revolver shakily in their hands and cannot fire until the next round, which is now. We are now at the top of the round, Lord Lupus Clay.
I look at what is out of a twin or a clone or whoever cares and just carry Lady Sipper downstairs.
You go downstairs. You're, very hard for a 70-year-old man to carry a body. Let's roll a body save for you as well. Or a strength, whichever's better. You're testing yourself. Is it good, Doug?
What is that? Is that a 4 or a 9?
I don't know. You tell me with your boutique dice. Come on, Doug.
Hang on. It's a 9. 90.
Okay, so it's a fail.
Yep.
And you drop Sipper, and Sipper just falls onto the deck. And just bong. Sorry. And you make it down. And you see Genmo in the Thopter right now, punching in the controls. What do you say? Wait? Okay, we go back up. Menfa is wrapping the body. It's not her turn anyway. And now we go to the Imago's turn, do we not? The juvenile Imago burrows into the ship and reaches the body, grabs it in its maw, and then turns around. The adult Imago up top, covered in water, flies up and off away from the ship, still dripping with the water. It is not left yet, but it is rather distracted at the moment, and we pass the lonely cloud. You are now, you and Onion, standing on the deck of the top of the Bean Barge. What do you do?
I'm gonna take the hose to the top of the hole.
Yes?
And spray down into the face of the Imago.
You spray down into the face of the Imago and just cover it, and this thing goes and chitters around. It looks enraged once more and wants to get out of the water, which it is trying to do. And that is your turn?
Yeah, I'll just hold it so that it's continuously going until it leaves.
Yes. And then Boone. Boone, you are plummeting to the floor. You almost hitting the ground.
I wish I took a different spell and that I'd known that Boone fell, because I would have jumped and used it.
Is it Genmo's turn now? Genmo activates the Thopter, and it detaches and begins drifting off down towards the earth.
Oh, I should have killed him when we had
And
the
Lord Lupus,
chance.
you see this. Sipper's still sitting on the deck going, "Ah!" And we go to the Imago. No, we go to Onion. Onion rushes over and pulls Lonely Cloud away. You have to get back!
Okay.
Just as the Imago comes up, the juvenile, still holding the body of Sipper, covered in water, flies up out into the air. The adult Imago sees the body hanging from its jaws and dives bombs it and begins attacking and fighting over this body as they twist and plummet to the ground as they fight for this body. We pass down through the clouds, and Boone, you are sailing towards the breadbasket below, and you smash. Please roll your final wound.
Roll my final wound.
You have, well, here's what happens when you, if you would die for the first time in Cloud Empress,
I roll.
you roll on the curse table. So let's say all your wounds are gone, you will die. Let's see what happens, John.
What dice is the curse table?
It is a D10.
Okay. Let's see. 9.
Good. High is good. High is good.
9.
Not always.
Sometimes.
No one hears your cries, John, as you fall to the earth, as you hit the ground, leaving a crater where you have landed.
That's it.
And the only thing you see as the life leads your eyes is two Imago fighting over a body, plummeting to the earth.
No curse. Just dead.
In the distance, we see the Bean Barge slowly drifting to the ground with Tack Town in the distance as the Bean Barge lands. And that is the end. That is the voyage, the last voyage of the Bean Barge. And we fade out.
Well, I'm sad I didn't get a curse.
Well, your curse was,
No one hears your cries.
no one hears your cries, you have died. That is the end of the last voyage of the Bean Barge, and thus the end of the playthrough of Cloud Empress in the land of 10,000 cicadas. How do you feel, everyone, that now we've come to the end?
I feel satisfied. I think my character had a decent arc.
There's been many little one-shots that we've done where most of the party has ended up with a great demise, except for one particular player who always seems to luck out and survive. Survived the stun locking of the haunt. They survived the pretty much every other mothership,
Don't spoil.
except for
Don't spoil it.
and it was a little bit enjoyable. It's kind of funny.
John, how do you feel about Boone's demise?
I'm satisfied. He was kind of suicidal anyway, as a character.
Yeah.
Because he had lost faith. And he was kind of sad. So this was, this last moment was like a tossing of the dice even to him as to see whether it was worth carrying, as to whether it was worth carrying on. And fate decided that it was not. And so instead he made impact with the ground, just like the heraldry of his people.
And standing on the deck of the Bean Barge, his chalk now washed off him, staring down at two animated onions. A single tear goes down Lonely Cloud's eye. What does he do?
So stupid. Cloud, looking at the onions, tucks them away in his cloak. Doesn't feel like they'll go missed if they aren't taken to the kitchen and consumed by other people. As he leaves the barge, he thinks on the carapace that he can use to grind down chalk and continue learning about the limitations of chalk magic, and hoping that by stretching the magic out that he can learn to overcome it. But most people know there is no running from the chalk. Few days go by. He finds a nice bit in his garden of the place that he's, kind of taken to settle. Plants the two formerly animated onions.
Oh no.
and vows to raise their offspring. And really hopes that there's a good steak close by because he's not eating vegetables for the next 10 weeks.
And lastly, we have Lord Lupus Clay. Would you aid Sippa in her travels,
Yes.
nursing her back to health, vouching for her?
Yeah, so I think with the disappearance of the city, the
city's gone.
The disappearance of the sister, or the clone, or whatever that was, Lupus sort of helps sneak her off without anyone paying too much of a mind. With all the commotion going on from the attack,
Oh, yeah.
no one would have noticed an old man sneak off. And then I think the two lordlings sort of just help each other, sort of understand each other's stories and what happened, head back to Cross Sword and see what carnage he can do there.
And as for Onion and Captain Stello, after some repairs to the Bean Barge, they deliver the water to Tacktown, and after a few months, resume their journeys
Oh, I'm so glad.
back and forth.
I'm so glad.
Carry on, you two.
Yes.
NPCs.
Yes.
Hey, if we died, Doug and I both rolled on the curse table. We were just going to see what would have happened.
I got a
Yeah.
5.
Oh, you're asking me now? I've got to do the outro. I can bring it up. We'll tell people. A 5 would have been you are changed into a wild, hairy beast, and you run off into the distance for 1d5 hours.
You know what? That's fitting.
And what
Sure.
did you roll, Josh?
Cloud got a 1.
You now look much older or much younger than your actual age.
God, you give me the first ever old magician.
Yeah,
That would wig people out hard.
that would.
It's just look older,
Yeah.
not be physically older.
That would wig
Yeah.
people out.
I believe there's one of them that says you become like part animal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was hoping to get that one, and then I try to pull my armor off, which is made out of the imago shell, and it's just
and
part
you
of
are
me.
Imago Shell.
You become part of
I'm like
Argo.
a half cicada
Wow.
man, but
Was not to be. Menfa makes her way to the feeding grounds. Genmo has flown off into the distance, never to be seen. Menfa goes to the feeding grounds to end her life and become one with the Imago, as her body is prepared. In
Good
that
on
And
her.
one day become chalk for a
One day
wizard.
become chalk for the wizard. And that is the end of Nobody Wake the Bugbear's playthrough of the last Voyage of the Bean Barge, which is a system-neutral adventure for the Cloud Empress RPG setting. Cloud Empress in the Land of 10,000 Cicadas is being developed by Worlds by Watt and will enter crowdfunding via Kickstarter in January 2023, which might be right now since the episode is releasing. You can find Watt's other works on their itch store and receive regular project updates and game content by following their newsletter. The links are all in the description. The music, the beautiful starting track, is composed by John. John, take a bow.
I'm bowing, I'm up.
As well as tracks by Alex Nakarada from Serpent Sound Studios. Other sound effects have been taken from freesound.org using the Creative Commons license. Character work and other artwork of the adventure has been used with permission. And from you, John.
I'm bowing, I'm up.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much for listening and watching to our actual play. Please consider following us on our socials at NWTBPODCAST or on Twitter at NWTBugbear. This content would not be possible without the support of our generous patrons. If you are enjoying our content, you can join us on patreon.com/NWTBPodcast and get access to early release of our Mothership podcasts, any custom maps, and our heartfelt appreciation. Our heartfelt appreciation goes out to Watt for making this available, making this fantastic game. John, what are your final thoughts on this system?
Well, I was very enthusiastic about the actual setting. I was very enthusiastic about the genre mixing and stuff because I'm quite familiar with this sort of ecological sci-fantasy. I was always a big fan of Nausicaa and stuff like that. When I started playing it, I had a few doubts about whether it would work with this system because I've been playing so many other Mothership games and loving them so much, and the atmosphere has been important. And honestly, I just love the system so much that I don't care what the setting is. Once you get down to brass tacks, it's just a really good game. And this is obviously an adaptation for it that's had a lot of creativity and a lot of careful work put into it, and it does show. And it quite easily allowed us to get a creative minds flowing and have some fun playing a game, sir. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Watt.
Doug, your thoughts final?
I really like the setting. I'm curious to see the final production and to see what the actual world itself will look like.
You had a lot of fun with your character, I think.
I did.
There's a lot wish you were a wizard.
There's a lot of story. Maybe we'll upload it, like the whole stories of everyone, because we all had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you all came up with little backstories for your character, which was inventing the world we're playing, filling in gaps.
And I really like it. I like the idea of the imago. I like the idea of the chalk. That sort of gives me the Full Metal Alchemist to do something. There's a reaction.
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah, I like that. I like that there's the spells, though a little bit of a touch-up maybe needed. I like the fact that there's a consequence for using them, though.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with having stronger spells because there's a downside to using them. And I as someone that has played spellcasters a lot, I like that idea quite a bit of balancing out your spellcasters instead of just you can cast this many spells and that's it.
Yeah.
No, it's you can cast your spells,
but it's going to cost you.
It's going to cost you something else.
Speaking of spells, we bring ourselves to Josh, the spellcaster, the magician, Lonely Cloud, and Nimbus.
Yeah, Cloud, the Lonely Cloud Magician, and Nimby, the possessed doll.
The haunted doll with no eyes.
The haunted salt and pepper grinder doll.
What are your final thoughts?
I like how open it is that we can take things into our own discussion of interpretation. But at the same time, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what developments come through. Because, it's pretty early on, so it's not hugely extensive in the written material in comparison to other things that you may have played. So even, with like Mothership, where it started was pretty similar size, and then now you've got like books and books and books and books of Mothership, so it keeps developing. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing what they add on to it, what they layer in, onion joke. And I don't know if it was the theme of the setting, or if it was just that we decided on how we were going to run our characters, but I liked how we ran it.
Yeah, I think you all did very well. And nothing but praise from all of you.
And I hope I did not disappoint anyone from not playing John Malkovich.
You disappointed me.
I am disappointed. Doug is disappointed.
You didn't say,
hello, my name is Nimby.
I have the only chalk on board. Welcome to Bean Barge.
Oh, Menfa had chalk. I forgot to give it to you. And her staff gives you advantage.
The stuff she can't use because she's not actually a mage because she's old.
Yeah, it's weird that.
Well, maybe she died. Maybe she's actually like 30 and she just died.
No.
I think she's legitimately a body hopper, and that's why she's wearing a clay mask.
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because clay...
All right, I got to do my final thoughts. My kids are waiting to...
I was going to say, in the rules it says body hoppers decompose, and they're constantly paranoid about their body falling apart before they find a new body.
Yeah, but she went to die.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, Watt, for creating this game, and I can't wait to see how it develops through the Kickstarter and what is added. It's just a really interesting setting. I think it was really good. So thank you very much for letting us play it and making it available. And we'll see everyone next time.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Wait.
One little consideration to take on is perhaps maybe swapping Lordling and Magician as far as class. So having Lordling more of a scientist and Magician more of an android, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, bye.
Thank you, Doug. The words of Doug. We will see you in the sky.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
What was I saying? Clear skies to you, traveller.
And also to you, traveller.
And to you, traveller.
My potions are too strong for you, traveller. They would kill you.
They would kill you.
Don't forget that Andrew is an anagram for warden.
I would rather die than kneel to the bugs.